Okay, here's the next fidget spinner I'm going to review. These are all from the last unpackaging. This is the Flyaway Toys Maelstrom. This one has lots of reviews up on the internet already. It's been around for a long time and a lot of people have reviewed it. But I haven't done it yet, so I'm going to. I haven't played around with it much, so I don't know how it is. My initial impressions is that it's kind of strange. It doesn't feel terribly comfortable, but I'll see if I can get used to it. The problem seems to be this ring. It keeps your finger pretty far away from the center, so it's more like a round spinner. We'll see if I can adapt to it. It's got these little gear things in here, so we'll see how this one checks out, and so I'm going to get going on the testing. Okay, it's time to review the Maelstrom by Flyaway Toys. First off, I looked up on the dictionary on the internet. Maelstrom means a large, powerful, or violent whirlwind, which I guess this kind of resembles. I don't know if you can see the light pattern on there, but it's kind of a whirlwind. And they've got a little whirlwind pattern on the button. So the name kind of fits. The pattern's also different if you turn it over, because this thing's a little bit different. The first thing you need to notice about this thing is the construction. It's basically a tri-spinner that's offset a little bit, and then they inserted a stainless steel ring into it. The tri-spinner itself is brass, so it's different on each side. On one side the ring doesn't show, and on the other side the ring does show. One thing I would note about this is this little gear ring in here. It is a little bit sharp, so it can catch on you if you're doing it in certain ways. The spin times on this thing were pretty good. Spinning horizontally either way, we got over 7 minutes spin time, almost 8 in some cases. And then spinning vertically, it was getting over 9.5 minutes spin time. So it spins very well. It's got a good bearing in it. It's an R188, and this thing weighs 102 grams, so it's kind of on the heavy side, so that's probably accounts for the good spin time. It doesn't have any problems with going side to side. There's no clunking or thumping or anything like that. The really interesting part about this is how easily is it to play with, and that's a little bit tricky. I had to actually think about this one a little bit to figure out how to play with it. If you put it on so that your thumb is on the side with the ring exposed, it's pretty easy to use. You catch on these little edges of the tri-spinner on the back, and you can spin it like that, or you got something really solid to make a pull stroke on. That works. That's about the best one right there. With a little pull stroke on the back side, and you can still do it like that. But it's not the most comfortable in the world. The ring gets in the way, and you can't get your finger really close to the button. It's a little bit difficult. It's kind of almost a little bit easier to do with your ring finger than your second finger. If you turn it over on the other side, it's a little more difficult to use. You don't have quite as much to bite on there to do that, but you can still do it. And the pull stroke, you don't have quite as much to grab with that, but it's still doable. And sometimes you can for a pull stroke, you can get your finger in the gear and do like that. But that's actually a little bit painful, so might want to avoid that one. So it's definitely a different experience. It's different, quite a bit different, no matter how you hold it. Appearance score, I gave it an 8.5, mostly because of the interesting light patterns it makes. And the feel, I gave it a 7 because it's kind of it's kind of strange actually. It's not the easiest, not the best feel in the world. Perceived quality, I gave it an 8. It looks like it's made really well. It's brass and stainless steel. This one gets an overall score of 8, which just barely makes it a superior spinner. You could check out some of the other reviews and see what they say about it. That's kind of my opinion on the matter. Although this one's been around for a while, you maybe have already seen what people have had to say about it. So, but I just got it recently, so I thought I'd go ahead and review it anyway. So there it is, the Maelstrom.